It's that time of the year again. I've been streaming for 6 years, which means I rolled a 1d6 and got the best possible result. My character is going to bring the ruckus in the upcoming Streamer Tabletop campaign, so while I work on my character sheet, here's the Stream and Review 2022. For the first time in a long time, I decided to take some risks with the stream and made some large investments. I took my first payout from Twitch of $612.91 and reinvested it into emotes for the channel. They were commissioned from Maple Cat Art, who did a fantastic job bringing them to life. I also gifted subscriptions to my community to gain the maximum number of emote slots and let people go crazy with them. The second investment was a new camera, and I chose to go with a Sony a6000. I'll admit, it's not been without its troubles, but I've done a pretty good job of navigating around those issues and created workarounds when problems arise, so I've gotten pretty used to it. Overall, I probably should have gone with a camcorder instead of a mirrorless camera, but I'm content where I'm at. The final investment I made was a capture card for my 3DS XL, which was done by Delfino Customs. Not being familiar with the space, I decided to purchase a 3DS and send that in rather than risk my own, and the end result was greatness. I love what they did, and I can't wait to do more 3DS streams in the future. At the end of it all, I spent $2,658.10 total on the stream, which brings the investment cost pretty high. But them's the ropes. On the graph side, here's how the Twitch year looked. Despite having a good amount of time streamed, it didn't feel like much growth was had during it, which is definitely reflected in the numbers. Instead, I think I got to see much more of the people I'm familiar with more often, which was nice to see so many people becoming regulars for the stream. Over in the game stat area, genres are up first and RPGs continue to reign supreme as usual. I think puzzle is the standout here though. All three games, those being Escape Simulator, Rob Riches, and Patrick's Parrot Box, all performed quite well in comparison to other games. Tactics, of course, proves to be the powerhouse that it always is, and action-adventure likes to creep up every now and then. As more and more games are released for the PC, I feel as though the platforms metric will be less interesting as time goes on. With that said, I played my first 3DS game in addition to having a solid spread across multiple platforms. The Switch also performed here despite both games being played on release, so that's pretty cool. Just like in 2021, the weekday stats are basically just here for fun, but maybe someday a useful piece of information can be extracted from them. I had a total of 280 streams and 104 days off. For stream length, long streams overtake short streams for the first time ever, and I think the viewership being higher here by 0.5 is actually pretty significant. As I've always been mentioning, long streams are definitely the way to go, so it's very interesting to see that gap between these isn't bigger like previous years. For 2022, I started my stream at 7 AM Pacific and ended it sometime after that. In the past, I had an 8:30 AM start time that I felt performed very well in terms of metrics, so perhaps my start time is to blame for the average viewership in this case. Finding the right time is always a struggle for sure, but in the end, if I can stream more hours in the day, that's usually my go-to when it comes to scheduling. With game releases, I think retro stats here are the biggest surprise. Retro has been a very strong contender in stats with everything else comparatively, but that isn't the case here. These games were Terranigma and Lost Kingdoms 1, which I definitely think had potential. On the other side, new games did really well. Historically, new games tend to perform the worst because people want to avoid spoilers, so to see them perform the best with 6 games in the pool is a very big surprise. Next we have the per stream stats, which I recommend pausing for. I like how the Game Awards shows up on the average viewers and viewer percent, as well as Arcrise Fantasia having some spots. And lastly, here's the top game performers of the year. There's a wide distribution of games here that definitely wouldn't have been my guesses, but it's cool to see how much I played Refactor, a roguelike tower defense game, up there. And that's Twitch 2022. In total, I acquired 43 followers, 7,027 channel views off of 1,186 hours streamed and 38 games played. My average play time was 27 hours 49 minutes and my average time to complete a game was 6.8 days. And a huge shout out to my subscribers who continue to support me. I made $394.09 from that year of streaming. Thanks a ton for your generosity. The YouTube side is up next, so here's how the Let's Play channel performed. This might have been the most consistent I've seen video views ever be, and despite slowing my release schedule towards the beginning and end of the year as per normal, all of these numbers are surprisingly high. In years past, high numbers generally meant there was a game or two that overperformed, and the same was true here as well, but more on that later. Transitioning over to the top 5 game stats, here's how platforms performed. PC games are becoming more and more prevalent and makes up 42.4% of all the games I've played. The Game Boy Advance cracking top 5 with 10 games is pretty crazy on the averages side, while the PlayStation 2 being third in watch time with only 4 games is another impressive number. For run types, second plus playthrough stays consistent in second place for all metrics and is unexpected. Aside from that, the same trends repeat themselves here with blind winning in raw numbers while faltering in the averages department. On the genre side, we have some more interesting patterns. RPG manages to be in every category except percentage viewed, where it barely loses the tiebreaker to tactics games with 24%, making it 6th place. Tactics games have been a staple in Watch Time's top 5 every year and repeats that success in 2022, despite having almost half as few games as action-adventure. Puzzle games breaking top 5 in Watch Time is also strange, as well as basically everything in view duration. With release types, it feels as though there were minor shakeups in positioning, but otherwise, places feel rather consistent again. Volume wins as usual in the additive categories, but somehow old games sneak into percent viewed and view duration's top 2. I think I can definitely say retro games underperformed in view duration compared to prior years, where it has always been a release that picked up the slack. In the VOD length department, 11 more games were added to the 30-minute category, and it continues to have quite the impact compared to 1-hour videos. This is one of the first times where every metric has 30-minute videos at nearly 50% of 1-hour videos or better. It's unlikely 30-minute videos will ever catch up, let alone surpass 1-hour videos volume-wise, but this data certainly reinforces that 1-hour videos are not the way to go for metrics. The last of the Let's Play top 5s are the individual games. Edge of Eternity, a game I released in September of 2021, really showed up this year. In fact, in 2021, it was 36th for watch time and 33rd for total views, but thanks to a console release in February 2022, brought a ton of eyes to my videos. I have no idea why that was the case, but chalk that one up to another strange anomaly that is the YouTube space. On the hobby video side, here's a quick look at the performance graphs. With Level Up This Playlist being the primary release for the channel, I have to admit these numbers are a lot higher than I thought they would be. The spike in June is understandably due to E3, but overall, I think I'm on the right track. With Pantheon and the Encounter Report ready to take the skies, here's hoping I can up my releases a little more on average. In total, the Let's Play channel earned 182 subscribers, 86,322 channel views, and 1,353 videos published. My average days to publish a completed Let's Play was 9.5 days, and the average number of videos per Let's Play was 32.6. For the hobby channel, it earned 3 subscribers, 335 channel views, and 23 uploads. Another huge thanks to everyone who has watched and continues to do so for both channels and beyond. I appreciate it. And that's a wrap for the Stream and Review 2022. I want to once again thank everyone for being a part of the experience and contributing to all this cool data. I also want to thank my co-hosts Rot, Ken, Cynesis, Dante, Jeff, and Epic Otter for another year of E3 and the Game Awards. 2023 has a soul-crushing amount of new game releases I'm interested in, so it definitely has the makings to be the busiest year yet. Thanks for watching, appreciate it, see you on the next video. Peace. My average playtime was 29 sugafoos. These are pulled from my stream data and serve to encompass... Alright, I had to make sure that I was recording. I don't know, I saw the button like flash there for a second. I don't know what was going on there, but yikes. This was 30 minutes so far of takes. I'm not done yet. Well, perhaps one of those scenes that would show a flashback of the past. And flashbacks are of the past, so I don't know why I did that.